What falls within the ambit of a securities offer and sale is a facts and circumstances analysis, where we use a principles-based framework that has served American companies and investors well for over 80 years. Bill Hinman recently outlined the approach we take to evaluate whether a digital asset is a security, and I encourage you to take a look at Bill's speech, which is available on our website.
After over 16 months of intense litigation, review of over 600,000 documents by both parties, and endless hours in court, the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit seems like it all comes down to one speech that was made by former SEC Chairman Bill Hinman over 4 years ago. At the heart of what is now being called the crypto trial of the century is a contention that Ripple and its top executives were selling XRP as an illegal and unregistered security. The Securities and Exchange Commission now seeks billions of dollars in damages. But now that the lawsuit has come down to the Hinman speech, the SEC keeps arguing with elaboration that releasing the documents Ripple wants to obtain to prove there was a disagreement among top SEC officials over declaring XRP a security and undercut the SEC's argument breaches the attorney-client privilege. In their argument, the SEC says that Hinman was technically their client at the time he made his public statements. John Deaton, a class action attorney representing over 67,000 XRP holders, commented on this, saying that if the documents Ripple is seeking are released, it could show how Ripple was unfairly singled out and that the SEC could be forced to settle with Ripple on the terms favorable to the company. If not, the legal battle could run all the way into 2023 if the judge lets the case go to trial. As the case has progressed, Judge Sarah Netburn has largely sided with Ripple's requests for documents from the commission. In January, she ordered the SEC to release drafts of the speech and internal emails relating to it, because Hinman's opinion is not covered by the attorney-client privilege. Everyone is particularly curious to see these documents, as no fewer than 68 drafts of the Hinman speech were written before it was delivered.
It just doesn't make sense sometimes. You put in all this work and you're giving the case to the judge and you're waiting for her decision, and then you start to talk settlement. Usually settlement talks, well, they've already happened. Certainly the court requires them to happen before you even get to this point. So if you're so far apart that you can't settle the case, I don't know why anytime after the briefs have been filed that would change. Usually something changes and the party's position changes. Like, for example, let's say the SEC didn't want to settle the case. They wanted to get case law made from this case, and they were going to move it forward all the way to the judge no matter what.
Yeah.
But the judge just ruled against them and they have to give over these emails. That's something that's changed in the litigation, which might change their perspective and might lead to a settlement. But once the summary judgment briefs are filed, the case is all laid out for the other side to see. There's no secrets anymore. There's no more pending motions. Nothing is going to change in the litigation. Why would anyone settle at that point? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, that being said, we had a trial last month and it literally settled. So the trial started like on a Monday morning, and the jury was brought in, and an hour into jury selection, we settled the case with the other side.
Okay.
It's kind of an interesting story because we were in the middle of voir dire, which means you're picking a jury. And the other side passed us a note saying, can we talk outside in the hallway or something like that? So we go outside and it literally settled with the jury waiting for us. And we were in the middle of jury selection. So it can settle at any time. But to me, if you submit your briefs and nothing else is going to change, then, why would a settlement happen at that time?
Okay.
So which I'm saying, I would expect if there's going to be a settlement, it would be before November 15.
As always, welcome back to Money Side, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP Army. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates. As you can all see, this lawsuit is literally coming to an end. As we can see from this tweet from Charles Gasparino, in the SEC case against Ripple, the SEC lawyers have asked the judge to disqualify John Deaton as amicus curiae on grounds that he is improperly interfering with the case via social media, a charge that he denies. We have more on the same from Jake Chervinsky, who says the general rule in litigation is that you only file motions to exclude stuff you think will hurt your case, since otherwise why bother? So I take this as a sign, either that John Deaton has really gotten under the SEC's skin, or he has a point to make, or both. Either way, with this turn of events in the SEC lawsuit, we can see that the SEC is really getting desperate at this point. Their arguments are getting very unhinged and vague, to the extent that anyone would question if they believe any of the stuff they say and write anymore. From the look of things, what we are seeing with the SEC is the kicks of a dying horse, and that is a sign that we could very soon see the end of this long-standing lawsuit. All the same, people who have keenly looked into the lawsuit can't help but notice that the judge is currently leaning over towards Ripple in a favorable manner. No wonder the SEC is trying to use delay tactics to drag this case along even longer. After receiving multiple blows from Judge Netburn and Ripple's counsel, they are trying to switch the attention to attorney John Deaton.
They're trying to get you off the case. What happened?
Well, Charlie, thank you. And thank you, Liz, for having me back on. It's crazy times. They're reasserting that things that they've already asked to the judge. I made a YouTube video where I did a satirical mock cross-examination of former Chairman Clayton, and I infused scenes from My Cousin Vinny, and I tweeted a few things that were harsh criticism, and they told the judge that I shouldn't be granted amicus status because of that. She rejected those views, granted me amicus status, and lo and behold, now they're arguing that I should be thrown off the case.
Right. Well, it seems like the SEC are getting cold feet, and they already are seeing their end in the lawsuit. It's amazing how the tide is turning for Ripple in the case. Although XRP is yet to show signs of life, if the case was to come to an end, we will be seeing massive market action.
What are the next steps in this case? I mean, we've been going around and around. It obviously has huge implications. If Ripple wins and they can say they're not a registered security, they're not a security.
But they are
a crypto.
A crypto.
If they win,
yes, exactly.
that basically is going to curtail the SEC's regulation efforts, and it looks like they're moving in that direction. At least based on the judge's motions, what's the next step here?
Well, the next step right now, there's that Daubert motion, which is just challenging expert witnesses, and briefing next month is due for summary judgments. That's where each side tries to get a complete victory. The judge decides one way or the other, or she might decide that a jury has to issue certain factors. But you're right, Charlie. A lot is at stake because the SEC has come out and argued that the token itself, not just the way Ripple sells it, but that if anyone in the United States sells XRP, they're violating Section 5. So if the SEC were to get its way, then and deem XRP a security, the token itself, then every altcoin on the market, including Ethereum, would be in play for the SEC to get their hands on the this asset class.
According to the legal experts, the outcome of the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit will set the stage for crypto regulation moving forward. To start with, it will settle the turf war between regulatory agencies like the CFTC, the SEC, and the Consumer Protection Bureau, all of which are vying for jurisdiction in the crypto space. If the SEC wins the lawsuit, it means that the agency will further delve into crypto regulation. This is a move that Gary Gensler has hinted at in many of his speeches, referring to it as the Wild West of investing. And from the look of things, Ethereum and Bitcoin could as well face SEC regulation, as there are plenty of blurred lines between what is considered a commodity and a security. But what stands out is the fact that Gensler has so far been careful not to express views of any individual cryptocurrency tokens, which leaves a broader crackdown if the SEC wins over Ripple. However, given Ripple's refusal to settle, the matter has proven difficult for the Commission. A loss for the SEC would also hinder Gensler's ambitious crypto enforcement plan. It may also imply that XRP will be designated a commodity or currency, relisted on U.S. exchanges, and the price, which plummeted after the SEC launched its suit, will rise. Ripple will have avoided a major regulatory hurdle, perhaps allowing it to resume full operations in the United States, which has been stymied by the case. With so much at stake, both sides have been battling primarily through pretrial motions and records requests in order to get an edge over the competing party. As the end is nearing, we can now just sit back and wait to see how things will progress with the lawsuit going forward. Let me know what you think in the comments section below about your thoughts on the state of the lawsuit. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can always let us know what you think in the comments section below, and let's have a conversation. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button below. and turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next Money Side.